Anakin, I'm from the future.
Anakin? What? I haven't even made your movie yet.
That's the good Anakin. That's good. Don't make the prequels.
Welcome to Creative Avenue. Today, Leo and I are going to be reviewing.
No, we're not. No. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
we just started on camera. We're done. We're done. Bye.
Bye.
I had a fun time.
Yep.
Chests. Make us look manly.
Yes. Today we're going to be reviewing Star Wars: A New Hope, the very first one that kicked off the whole beloved series.
Back in the day.
1997.
The real number
1977.
1977. Real one. Star Wars scrolling credits up into the galaxy.
Oh yeah. Dun, 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 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this movie, I could understand if you're watching it back in 1977, kind of kicks off as if there was already a story going.
Yeah.
Because you have Princess Leia, who gets captured by invading Darth Vader, and then all the clones and stuff.
Yeah.
The stormtroopers and the rebels and all this stuff. So like this thing you can tell has been going on for a while, because obviously you can't like create rebel alliance overnight.
Yeah.
It was like history, right?
Yeah.
It's like okay, we have something, but now we don't have the history of like how the rebels were formed and all this, and so
we'll get that.
I can understand how like watching back then you would be like, oh hey, like I'm really excited now to see what the history's all about and stuff like that.
And then you kind of even didn't then.
Yeah, you kind of did.
Even then you didn't.
But then like when you actually dig into those, you didn't want to know.
Yeah.
I think that's how it went.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like it starts off kind of like it's a typical storyline, I think, to start off with.
Yeah, it starts
like BAM! Punches you in the face. Look, we're getting invaded. We're starting off right now. And Leia has a secret message for Obi-Wan Kenobi, but then we don't know who Obi-Wan Kenobi is. And it goes from there.
Yeah. Then she just gives it to the droids, and they go down to a distant planet, which happened to have Obi-Wan on it. Didn't it seem like were they planning to go there?
No, because they ejected in an escape pod. Like maybe the rebel ship was headed in that direction, and they were like right in the orbit when the Empire caught up with them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, let's fire them off to the planet. Like they didn't explain it very well. But that's my understanding.
Yeah. And then eventually they get captured by some droid slavers.
Oh yeah.
Droid slavers, those little pygmy guys that are wandering around. Then they go to this one moisture evaporating farm that holds an aunt and uncle and a Destiny-ish looking child. Yeah, we got no idea about it.
Well, because he's got like the blonde hair.
Yeah, he's like, and it's like the poster boy
kind of thing. Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, so like that's how the whole thing starts off. But like it's kind of hard to talk now without referencing back to the other movies, because since we're now in 2016, it's been 39 years since
new Star Wars movie coming out.
Well, it's in a couple of years.
Yeah,
but really?
No, not really. It feels like 5. Feels like 5.
Feels bad, man. But it's like been 39 years since that first movie, and so like we've seen all of them, we know what goes on, so I can't really like talk about this one without tying it back to other ones.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing was, I think that they introduced the characters in this movie a lot better than they did in the prequels. Like in this one, it's like jumps right in, you're like, whoa, who is this Leia? Who's this Vader? Okay, we kind of understand the premise here.
Yeah.
And these droids are being searched for, it's like excitement all around,
Yeah.
And then you meet Luke, and Luke's kind of like, I want to get my power converters.
Yeah, he wants to get out of there. He doesn't like, he's the typical teenage person that wants to get out of there.
He just wants to leave home.
Leave home and, chase that star.
Horizons.
He wants to chase that star, which in Star Wars is a reality. You can literally chase a star.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll burn out eventually if you get there. But people can dream until then.
Yep. We're Life Advice with Leo. Basically, what I'm saying is that this movie introduced its characters and its storyline really well.
Yeah.
So that it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is kind of like fun. It's like a little gung-ho kind of action movie. It's sci-fi. It's weird. It's got these aliens and all these different things. Like, it's a very unique movie as well.
Yeah. And brought in a good Destiny feel.
Yeah.
There's a Destiny that, like, there wasn't a Destiny. There's a purpose as a hero, the hero is destined to do something cool.
Yeah.
Generally. And it was cool, yeah. It's like, those movies, like, it's simple, but like not many people actually do that.
No. As far as like characters went, though, I mean, what do you think? The
characters were great. Yeah, the first movie with the characters were introduced very well. I think they got better, like they got better as it progressed. Obviously, the first one was like you're getting used to them, they're okay. So, but I think they did a good job of introducing all the characters.
I kind of felt like Mark Hamill was like whiny in that first.
They were all whiny.
It was just like
Chewbacca was just like.
Well, and then of course everyone loves Han Solo.
Han Solo is just awesome.
Yeah,
he's just a general, and it's cool because his progression of character, even just within that one movie, not even the whole trilogy. His progression of character just within the one movie was really good.
And the interesting thing too, like with his character development within that one movie, was that while it was about 2-hour long movie, and his character changed from being like a gambler to being a hero of the galaxy.
Yeah,
it was actually a steady character development. And the thing that really gets me, that I hate with some movies that I see, it's like
it just happens.
Yeah, it just happens out of the blue. What was this one? I keep thinking of Gravity Falls, but that's not a good. That's not
exactly a good reference.
Yeah, well, because like there's this part towards the end of season 2 when Gideon, he's the bad dude, like one of the bad dudes, and he's like chasing down Dipper and Mabel and stuff, and then like Dipper makes this like epic speech about and brings like Gideon back to reality kind of thing, and then Gideon's like, "Oh my goodness, you're totally right," and he turns around and fights for him.
I see what you're saying.
So like, I can't think of a movie off the top of my head, and there's one out there that I just cannot put my finger on.
I'm sure there's a lot of that there.
Well, I mean, like there's one that really
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But basically, what I'm trying to say is that like the character development in that scenario was worse, and like it was better. Like I think what they did with Han Solo here was good.
It was a steady progression.
Stayed the same.
Yeah,
Chewbacca stayed the same. R2-D2 stayed the same. Cursing through the whole movie. The word he said.
Oh, yeah. My goodness, the first censor. Yeah. To me, the characters were pretty good. Like, I mean, I did feel like they weren't like the best characters. Like, I'm not trying to hate on Star Wars. Like, because it is a classic and it is really good. But there is still like, George Lucas was still young at the time. He hadn't quite built up his capability. He's still good. He was still good at the time. But it's like, still, you make some stuff. You make mistakes here and there, and everyone does it.
Well, and there was also like all these like little prop mistakes in the movie. I actually found them. There's like a bunch of little things throughout the movie that are
I mean, he did.
It's 1977, and it's like a movie first kicking off.
Yeah, so it's like it's not like that's bad.
No,
it's not bad. Yeah. So with a lot of the characters were done good. Some of them were good, but still okay. Yeah. Darth Vader was just awesome.
Well, Darth Vader's always.
Darth Vader's always until like episode 3. New episode 3.
Yeah, new episode 3.
So it's like like what?
Well, even then in true episode 3, even like at the end, he's like,
ooh, racist.
What?
No, the characters were good. Some of them were just like, good, yeah, okay. So some of them were great. Some of them were just like, good.
They're
there, yeah. I mean, they were all good. Like they were enjoyable. Their characters were good. Some of them weren't progressed very well, but then it gets to the other two, and the other two were really good progression of characters. Yeah. The other two were just sort of like they sort of not very many of them moved anywhere. It's sort of just like they stayed. Not that that's bad. It's just as far as character progression goes, it's like
boring.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. I mean, not that Star Wars was boring.
No,
not that Star Wars was boring. It's just that the characters sort of stayed almost in a way where they were
to begin with.
Like I never felt like Anakin. I felt that Luke Skywalker's character just sort of stayed the same, even when he was like given the responsibility of blowing the entire Death Star. He sort of seemed like the same when he started, almost.
He's like, I'm just going to be reckless and do whatever the heck I want.
Yeah,
screw you, authority.
Yeah, so he was like, his character was good. It's just he didn't move anywhere. Han Solo's character really moved somewhere, and
he was fun.
And he was fun.
A fun character.
He was a really fun character. Yeah. So as far as the characters were good. Some of them just sort of stayed there. Not that's bad. It's just
it's just like lack of character development. But I think like maybe it's a little cheating to say like this is just the first movie. We can't really judge it. Like it might be a little cheating to say that, but
but it is the first movie.
It was the first movie.
Yeah, George Lucas. It was first George Lucas thing they did was a real like.
Well, I'm gonna like bring an example that you absolutely hate in here, but like like High School Musical, you know? The first movie was like lower quality than the follow-up movies.
That's just what happens.
That's just what happens.
Yeah.
Like,
so we're not saying
we're not saying like
it was bad, it sucked, or
it was
anything like
bad. It was just like lower budget. You know? And they, but for a lower budget, I think they made a great movie that kicked off a great series up.
Yeah, it was written
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, it was written very well.
Up to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Then we had Phantom Menace, Single Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Suck. Which were terrible. And then Force Awakens is actually really good.
Yeah, so good. Yeah.
Of course, we'll get around to talking all.
So where we left off?
We're just talking about characters
Right now. So,
but like storyline wise, I think again, like it did this well.
Yeah.
For a low budget, it was like
telling you don't need a big budget to make a great movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't need CGI.
You don't need CGI
to make a great. Well,
it helps.
A lot of CGI.
Yeah. I mean, it helps to tell the story.
Yeah.
But you don't need it. I mean, if it's a thing to tell the story, then use it. But if it's not, then don't use it. Always think of a way to tell the story right. And the story was great. The plot was good. Like, the story in itself was just great. I mean, Star Wars.
Because, like, I think the reason that the story was great was because it didn't fully reveal itself at the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
there was some mystery to it. We didn't even figure out that...
Well, when you first watched the movie, like, I've watched the movie so many times now.
Yeah.
I like the movie, you know? But it's like, when you first watched the movie, you're like, kind of given rope, like grasping at straws, kind of. I think that's the word I was going for. Where you're like, okay, so who is Luke Skywalker really? Who's he really related to? You know, and you don't really find out.
Yeah,
you know? And it's like it gives you enough rope to keep you interested. Yeah, but not so much that you're like, why am I even watching this? This makes no sense.
Yeah, because George Lucas is great at creating a story. That's
at least with the first 3 movies.
Yeah. I mean, the story in general is just like the part that he's the strongest at. Like when it comes to like story where the characters are involved and stuff like that, he's good at doing that stuff unless he does it all himself. It helps to have a creative crew. We're not dissing anyone. It's just how it is.
Yeah, but like the intro to Revenge of the Sith. Maybe it was like, okay, Lucas, who do you want to write this?
Me. So the story was great.
Yeah.
The plot line was great. The characters were great as well. There was some that it felt a little flat. Some of them were just a little flat. They did rise, of course. There wasn't just complete like like that. They didn't just do that. It wasn't like the flat line thing. They did peak.
Yeah.
So they peaked where they were supposed to. They just stayed a little flat.
Well, and the humor,
not bad.
And also like one other thing that I like to mention during movie reviews is the humor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if there's humor in the movie, I like to mention it because there have been some movies where it's like the humor's like deserve to be here. But like in Star Wars, it's like
well placed.
Like here, it's like okay, but it's not just like well placed humor, like well timed, but also like the right kind of humor for the right kind of time. So you have like the kind of dry, sarcastic humor from
timing
from Han Solo. Yeah, the timing's right. You have the dry, sarcastic humor from Han Solo when they're being chased by the Empire. Right?
Yeah.
And then you have like other parts where like they're kind of bantering between each other kind of stuff. You have this good balance of humor, which makes it enjoyable as well. As far as the story goes, and I think like as I'm going through everything we've said so far in my head. And I think that's about like all we really have to say about this.
We didn't go in.
I mean, there's really not much to say. It's a good movie. It's a good start to a series.
Yeah, George Lucas puts it out there. He doesn't have like, I mean, he does have hidden stuff. Obviously, his hidden themes are there. But in the long run, even those people get it. That's why the movie was so accepted because you could understand it. It was such a relatable movie. That's why it was so good. It was so relatable. It was so interesting that's why it's so good. It's relatable. It's interesting. It is complicated. It's very complicated. But it's also simple. It's simple and complicated at the same time.
Like you're saying, like it's simple enough, like the regular storyline, but if you want to go deeper into it, you can make it complicated if you wanted to.
There's a simplicity and complexity that weave every single piece of every component together that makes it so good. That's the thing about Star Wars. That's what makes it great.
Well, maybe we're like being too fanboyish. People are like,
oh my gosh, have you seen the number of plot holes in this movie? It's just garbage.
And I'm like, well, I mean, I enjoyed the movie. And for me, I'd say, like, if you were thinking about, is this movie worth it? I'd say, yeah, it's worth buying the movie. I'd buy the movie or get Netflix and watch it on Netflix if it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my rating.
So you know my top rating. I'm not saying it's, which is Ultraman. I'm not going to say that the first one is the tippy top, the best movie probably ever created. It is one of the greatest movies ever created, but it's not like, you know what I'm saying?
It's not, well, I mean, it's not like your favorite movie, like, oh my gosh, I would watch this all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Well,
it is one of my favorite movies, but it's not like, as far as like the movie world goes, it's a great movie, it's a classic, it is legendary, but as far as like Ultraman goes, just my, like, you know the rating just below Ultraman, like literally just below it, that's what I think that the first Star Wars, A New Hope is. That's what I believe that this movie is. Not hating on anybody or the movie itself. The movie is classic. It's legendary. But for me, just me personally, I believe it's just one below Ultraman.
Okay.
One below. That doesn't make it bad. That's just awesome. It's still awesome.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, that ends our review, I guess, of Star Wars A New Hope. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys think we missed anything in the review or could have done something better, put it down in the comments below.
Slap that bad boy on there. Like that.
Yeah.
Just do that. Just that same motion to the keypad. Put your keypad right there. Just type it like this. Like that.
Oh, okay.
Until you just...
Well, unless you have a laptop, then you just...
Slap that comment on there.
Yeah, slap that comment on there. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to stick around to see what else we do around here, click that magic red button underneath our channel name, and we will see you around the block.